Hello everybody and welcome back to M&J Games. Now today what I'm going to show you is how you can actually create a two-way player in MLB The Show 21, because we know that, or most of you should know at this point, that when you do Road to the Show you can choose whether you want to be a two-way player. And if you're a two-way player, basically you're going to be playing 3 games, pitching 1. So you're going to have an off day at some point, whether it's before or after the game you pitch. So you're only going to play 4 out of every 5 games just because you get too worn out. So what I'm going to show you today is how you can do that in franchise mode, okay? So first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick a team, any team, and I'm just going to load a save file that I have, just because I've kind of got it already queued up for that. So I'm just going to pick the Orioles because what I was wanting to do is I'm going to do a career sim with this. So I'm going to sim his career as a two-way player. Now the tricky part with this is you have to do it with an American League team. Unless you want to adjust the lineup every single day, which would get frustrating, you've got to do it with an American League team. So if you go up here to the roster, and I'm doing it as a 99, like I upped all his stats to 99 because I just wanted to do a career sim with him and see how good he become. And I accidentally sim the first game. So if you click on the guy, if you click on him and you say edit player, general, and you got to take a starting pitcher. That's the key, or really any pitcher, but I take a starting pitcher. And you see it says two-way player, no, and you can't change anything. We can't do a secondary position. So what we then need to do is if you pull up his stats, okay, if you go to attributes, go to MLB stats, or at the top, you see how it says for a two-way player status. For your player to become a two-way player, he's got to pitch 20 innings and play at least 20 games as a position player. That doesn't mean 20 at bats, it means 20 full games. So here's the really tedious part about it. What you're going to have to do, because if you were to look at the lineups and look at your DH, I mean, you could put him in there. Okay, so let's put him in as the DH. Well, I guess you know what? Yeah, so because I've got it on auto sim right now, so I'm actually going to test something out with you guys, and let's see if it changes. So let's go in here. Yeah, let's go to lineups, and let's put him as the DH, and no DH, because I think what's probably going to happen is they're probably going to switch it out, but I could be wrong here. I'm just trying to guess and look here. So let's do user settings, mode specific, lineups and rotations. Let's do manual. Okay, so now we're going to sim a game, and I'm going to see if he played. Matt Harvey won a game. Okay, so he did play as the DH there, so that's good, because earlier it automatically didn't put him as the DH. So basically what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to sim some games. So we're just going to sim these real quick. And my goodness, this team is off. I don't care about your trade offer. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the progress. So I'm going to go up to the roster. And I'm going to go to Haller, however you say his name. And then I'm going to click on him, or I'm going to click the triangle button. And up there you see, okay, you see it says only played 1 game as a position player. So that didn't work. So it actually kicked him out. So what you're going to have to do is, because what they did was they changed the lineups. So what you're going to need to do then is for 20 games, and this is where the tedious part comes in, you're going to have to go in there and you're going to have to play the game and then go quick manage. All right, and then you're going to take the starting pitcher and go down to the DH. I mean, any position. Even if you put him in any position, they're not going to sub out for him. Derek Holler, go, and then say skip all. And then you just exit out of this, and it sims it. And so now you can see that that he played in the game. So it's tedious. It's annoying, but that's what you've got to do. So I'm going to sim ahead to where he's played in 20 games as a position player. All right, so we're back, and now he has played in 20 games as a position player. So I'm going to go to roster. I'm going to go here. Now you see that new logo that's beside his name. So what that means is that he has now become a two-way player, and that's his status. So you can now put him in the lineup as a two-way player. And the key is, though, I mean, I know he's got a secondary position, but they really only have him as a DH, at least from what I've seen. Um, and so, I mean, we can try to put him in the lineup somewhere, but I think the problem is because it doesn't take into account the fact that he pitched once every 5 games, so it kind of gets messed up. So what do I make his secondary position? Let's just say, we'll just say center field. I don't know if that's what he'd actually be good at, but center field, actually he'd be good at anything because I made him 99 overall. All right, there we go. So now, if you sim the game, you can see, okay, well, he batted third, right? Now I'm going to sim at Washington because that's where we're really going to tell if he actually played in the game or not. So at Washington, okay, he did play at center field, so they did keep him in there. And then now, so let's see if this gets messed up, though, since he's pitching today. All right, which, hey, he did well. And then now here, so let's see if he still stayed in the lineup. Oop, that's not what I do. Sorry, let's see if he still stayed in the lineup. And no, see, so that's where it got switched back, is now because he pitched, the whole lineup configuration got messed up. And so that's the tedious part with it, is if you want, and that's another thing that I want to show you as well, because this only really works well if you're trying to sim a lot of it instead of actually playing and managing stuff, if he's with an American League team. Because let's say we go to trade him to a National League team, okay? Let's just trade him to, I don't really care, anybody, right? All right. So we trade him to the Giants. Well, now let's just sim some games, because since we can't control the Giants lineup, all right, so let's kind of sim some games to, yep, all right. So now, when we look at the Giants, we can look here and say, all right, well, he didn't pitch, well, did he play? Or did he end up hitting? And as you can see, he pinch hit, but he didn't start. Let's see. Okay, so you know what? I might have been wrong. So it depends. It's the AI is actually putting him in the game, so that's good. They're playing him. So I was wrong there because I did test this a second ago, and when I tested it, it didn't work out this way. So that's why I was a little confused and with this right here. And so I'm surprised, or I'm happy to see. So he didn't play there. He pitched there. So once again, we're just checking to see. You see, he didn't play it all there, and so they're not going to play him. They're not playing him as much as he might play. And he pinch hit there, right? So the AI there is not playing him as much, and that's the issue. Is since they don't have the designated DH spot, it kind of messes it up. So that's how you can make a two-way player in MLB The Show 21 when it's not in Road to the Show. So I hope this video was helpful. Please leave any comments or make sure to like the video and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to stay tuned for more videos. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.